Here's my review of the BQEYZ, the K2. This is really a brand that should really get more recognition. They've released something called the Spring one, which is a little bit on the pricey side, around £100, give or take. But this is something that's been out for a little while, the K2. And there is a clone to this called the KC2, which I reviewed 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. Which is exactly the same shell, and the back plate's got like more like ridges in it, but I may do a comparison because I don't think there's a much difference. But anyway, so packaging is bleak. You get this, which I left on my table over there. So yeah, fit in there. 4 tips by default. Get back in there. Yeah, small tips, large tips, and by default it comes fitted in medium. Just silicone tips, just normal. Really basic packaging. And all you get in here is like normal manual. So in English, Chinese, blah blah blah. You've seen all this stuff before, so it's nothing new. And that's Spanish. Back of the box is the specs, so it's in here. It's really hard to make out. You get 25 grams, 1.2 meter cable, 3.5 as usual, 0.78. So a little bit different from like the KZs and the CCAs, which are 0.75. And also, I think these are wired differently. I'm sure something's backwards. Say if you ever want upgrade cables, you'd have to double check. Frequency range 7 to 40,000 Hertz, 15 ohm impedance, and sensitivity of 105. These are super easy to power, like really easy. Box. Yeah, and they come in black or silver. So the silver version I have here is the KC2. See, it's just the same. I need to use them again. I like those. I need to really need to use them again. But anyway, so yeah, comes with small, medium, large tips. Cable it's okay. It gets tangled real easy. At least in the memory wire, while the ear hooks is now metal. Just untangled it a bit. So right angled, which I like, metal. Obviously 3-pole because it's no mic. There's a cable that obviously comes with a mic. Good strain relief. It's quite thin. It's not a bad cable. It's not the best, not the worst, but for an included cable, it really works fine. Really. So there's the brand chin slider, which isn't the best, but if that really matters to you. To the end, and that's it. Really soft and flexible, so that's what I kind of like. Focus. It says a letter, but it's quite. You probably there you go. You can just about make it out. There's R. Obviously, you can make it out. L. It's not too bad. Very quite small connectors. As the connector block, it's very small. So that bear in mind if you need extra cables. Move that out the way. Comfort was these. Comfort's fine. It's quite big. So if you got small, like if your ear opening is small. So that this is the left one. It'd fit like that. It may get tight on your ears, if you can imagine. So if you put that in your ear like that, that's quite wide. It's not really a problem that way, I don't think. It's just the width is quite wide. I personally don't have a problem, but some people might. I just thought I'd just share that with you. So yeah, the comfort is fine. So they're not that. The depth's okay. It's not like a ZS10, the non-pros, which are really like fat boys. These aren't like this. There is no, you can make a, there's no lip on there. So the tips, they do clip on fine, but they are kind of easy to take off. I've personally had no problems with the tips coming off at all. The tips stay on fine. Really, if this is to do with a revised version, I would personally put a little lip on there just to help keep it on, keep it on tighter. So left, hybrid technology. These are 4 drivers, which I forgot to mention. So 2 BAs, which are in the nozzle. It's supposed to have a dampener on it, which I'll explain in a bit. And 2 dynamic drivers, a 6mm and a 10mm, according to the information. And let's get to the sound. Lows, I'd say it's got a sub bass roll off. It's got a sub bass roll off. I'd prefer it if it didn't, but these aren't really for bassy. If you like really bassy music, these aren't for you. Obviously you can EQ that in, but I like to EQ. What's the best way to describe it? Everything I do for testing is there's no EQs, so everything's out of the box. You can always EQ yourself to your heart's content, but that's up to the end user to decide, not me. I'm just saying what things sound like, out of the box experience. Mid bass, these aren't bass earphones. I'd say they got enough mid bass, enough, if that's probably the best way. They're not bass heavy, they're not really, I wouldn't say they're like bass light or anemic. They got enough, just enough. It's probably the best way to do it. Mids are good, no real mid bass bleed from what I could tell. Mids are good, detailed. The upper mids are slightly forward. I'd say they're not as forward as a CCA C12, which I reviewed a couple of months ago. They're not that. And the treble seems like there's past the upper mids, it feels like there's a dip, and then it comes back, so it gives you good width. And one thing I noticed is everything sounds really like 3-dimensional. It's hard to describe, but how your brain converts it, excuse me, it sounds really 3-dimensional. And like I said to you, there's according to the promotion material, there's a dampener on the BA or BAs, and it does make a difference. It kind of takes the top off. Like the KZs can have harshness, and the CCAs, these don't have that. These should have way more recognition, I think, than they should have, really. It's only because other brands are much bigger, like KZ and TRN, they're a much bigger known brand. But I think these are, as a hybrid, of a solid choice, really. Also, I did note there's rare cases of sibilance. Just thought I'd put that in. Not a lot, just rare cases, but that depends obviously. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Your music and obviously the quality of your source and stuff like that, but that's one thing to bear in mind. Very good micro details because of armatures. Hybrid technology, you can read it better. Build quality is really nice. This is all metal. It's a really nice construction. Isolation was okay, I think. I didn't have any issues with isolation. As you can see, there's various vents for the dynamics. I think the dynamics sit like there's one there and then like one there. I think the BAs are in the nozzle kind of place, but if they've got a dampener on it, it sounds fine. They're not harsh or anything like that. It's like sensitivity, say they're easy to. I had no issues with power or whatsoever. Same as its brother over there, the KC2. No issues with. There wasn't really picky with the source. No real problems. Soundstage was good, like I said, with the 3D presentation you get. It was good. It wasn't really big, but it wasn't small. It was quite nice, quite pleasant. And the imaging was good. a solid option. Not much to say really. I think that's it. But there's a few other ones I want to try if I can one day. Is the KB100, which is an exclusive I think for pen on audio on AliExpress and on their own site. There's the BQ3, which is a 5 driver. I think it's 3 armatures, 2 dynamics. There's a BQ6 that's not out yet. I think it's like a more chrome finish that looks quite nice, and is that spring one, which uses a Pezio driver, but it's like £100, so I'm a bit like, it's a bit of a gamble, so I don't think I'll be trying that. And that's it. Do I wreck these? If you can find these at the right price, yes. I paid around £20 for these, and I paid, that's with delivery, and I paid 22 for my KC2s, these ones. And I paid £22 for these, but these, I've seen these for like for £30 to £40, and they're not worth that. They're worth kind of what I paid. And I think that's it. Solid option. Obviously, compared to all the dynamics I've been using lately, obviously they were brighter sound, more detailed sound, and yeah, I think that's it for me. They're a good option if you get it for the right price. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.